There we go. We are now being recorded. So I want to welcome everybody here. And first, before we get started, I want to introduce some people who are sitting around me here. So I'm going to move the camera. Please be patient. Who else joined us? Real turnout here. I do appreciate you guys taking the time to spend this maybe half hour, 40 minutes. Okay, so I am Philip, and presenting this. Some of you may have us on. And what we have, Christine. We found the culprit. Okay, and this is Julie Jones. She's new in our design department, and she is going to be a player that you're going to be dealing with on a regular basis very soon. Back here, that's Rosita. I think you all have communicated with her, whether you've actually seen her or not. She is there, and she is, for the most part, your representative to Koni Hospitality here. And back here, that is Mike Roberts.
Hello.
He is our new COO, and he is going to make things run even better than they are now. So let me get this thing going here. Okay, so what I'm going to ask is that I'm going to start the screen by showing screen showing. Let me make sure you're seeing what you are seeing. You are. So I am going to give the mouse over to Christine, who's going to take you through this first part dealing with the design department. Okay. You can use the up and down.
Okay. Hello. So I'm going to go over the design department process just for you to get an idea of how to fill out your sample request forms and what to expect in general of the process. So here you can see the first part will be how to fill your sample request and design form. Then it's going to be how can the design department help you succeed, timelines, and communication. So the first part, we're going to talk about the.
Just click anywhere in the window.
Okay. So this is your sample request forms. If you haven't got it, I'm going to go ahead and send it to you along with this presentation and everything else that we're going to send. So it's very important to try to fill out as much information as you have. This is going to help us get everything from you so we can provide the best solution, even though it's probably just fabric already specified. We can understand a little more about the project and the way we have to ship it and so on. So here again, to speed up the process, give as much information as you can. So things like over here, I'm gonna point out like the things that always miss. So like shift, like here it says, shift to above. So by providing like the information of the.
Click on a highlighter or something, you can actually circle around it.
Okay. Like on the other side.
Oh, I'm left-handed, but it's fine.
I know. Okay, so by filling the first part, of course, it's just like the general information about the customer. And so that's information that you probably already have. So we know who we're dealing with. And then this I'm pointing it out because we always forget to click here. So it says ship to above. So you want to click yes, or you want to click if no, please provide the address. So then we're going to go over here. You're going to have your project name, property name, number of rooms, ownership group, management company, data required. So most of the projects, I understand, like you don't get all the information for the samples. But if you do know, like please just note it here so we understand the size of the room. So if we know, like if you're just looking for general samples, I will know what will be the best solution for that project. So if it's just like 50 rooms or something, I will go for a certain type of fabrics versus if it's 100 rooms, I will have a little bit more options. Also, if you have a date that is required by, it's important to put it here, even though you can just say before next week or within the next 2 weeks or something. But I will talk a little more about timelines later, but this is very important for us to understand. Then, of course, your name, the sales consultant name over here. And then here again, if you want us to ship it to you or if you want us to ship it to a client. So this is kind of like the same that it's over here, but just like to reiterate that we need to have that information. And then we usually ship USPS unless specified otherwise. So this means 2-3 day shipping. If you need by any chance you need overnight or by a particular date, just let us know so we can assist. If FedEx is needed, we either need a FedEx account number from the customer or we need an approval from Mike or from Tom to move forward with that. And by that, you just send an email and just say like, hey, they have a meeting tomorrow at 12 o'clock or something. They need the samples before that or something like that so we can understand. And then over here, you're just going to list your number of items, so 1, 2, 3, all that. So if we need to talk about the items, we can just say, oh, go to item number 5, so on. And then your pattern of the fabric, or if you just know like a description, if you just say, oh, I just want solar materials in white, or a specific pattern like Series 4000 in color white, and then product specified. So like if you know like that product is meant to be for a bed skirt, bed scarf, it will be good to know for us. And then if you have any other comment or description. And then over here, you will write like any special instructions, like if you need us to like include like additional labels or additional information about FR, about double rub, anything like that. Just feel free to write it here or write it in your comments. Again, as much information as you can give us, like that's the better. That's the best thing. Oh,
or it stays.
Okay. So here's an example of a sample request filled out. So again, it's going to have like the date, the information of the client, phone number, email, if it's going to the client, and then all the description of all the different fabrics that we need to send. So if it's going to a specific product, here it's listed. And if you don't know, like it's okay to just write samples. If they're all just samples, it's okay to just put samples in the top, and we'll understand that. We're not trying to like make it really hard for you, but we just want to help you so we can, especially if you select already like, oh, this fabric, and then you can say on the bottom like add additional ones to the ones above in the same color waves or things like that. Like, we are more than happy to provide additional options that we might have here in the library that you might not have in your bag. Okay. Okay. If you cannot fill the sample request form by any reason, the following things will help us a lot. So if you're in a meeting and you're in a rush and you need to send us the request because it needs to be tomorrow or something, we understand and we can work with that. So you will have to take a picture of the fabric label. A good quality picture will be preferred, so we can actually look at it. Email it to yourself for test. So sometimes, like, our phones are already set up in like a low resolution. So when you send it by email, it's when we zoom in, we cannot see the label. So just make some tests before you actually go to your meetings and so on. In the email, include all product information from the sample request form. So like all the information that we went through, so like the project name, the number of rooms, the shipping information, all that. If you have it there, if you have it, just try to include it in the email so we understand a little more about the project.
I have a question.
So, yes, yes.
On the back to the form, if we're working with a project and they choose one or two things kind of in the gray or silver tone, and we want to write either the budget they're looking for, or can we just also write send other coordinates for this? Because again, we might not have everything in our bag.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect question. We always get those requests. So if the customer already selected some fabric, so for instance, like here they selected, oh, this, for example, this 4 will be perfect for their project, and then over here you can just add whatever notes, like, hey, like, I'm still looking for coordinates for the other items of the room, or I'm looking for additional tones for that. They love those 4, so if you have anything else like that, like, that will be great. Or just put as much information as you get from your client. We do this all the time, so yes, of course we can do that.
Okay, so just put it in the comment description?
Yeah, put it in the comment or add it as another item. Add additional blackout fabrics that are similar to item 1 or something, or are in gray, or it can be as specific or as general as you can, as you have, but just send us the request. That will be great, no problem.
And then same thing for price point. We can say they're looking for goods under $12 a yard or something, and you'll be able to help select?
Yes, that's no problem.
Okay.
If you already have a budget, yeah, go ahead and send it to me. That makes it a lot easier for us to get the job. So of course, yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, the next part is going to be how can the design department help you succeed. So we have different areas that we can assist you. So like fabric library. So like I was saying that we have a lot more fabrics that you guys have in your bags. Of course, you're not going to carry like 10,000 fabrics. So when you see that the client has something, was looking for something that you don't have in your bag, we probably have it here, or we can source it. Also, like if you see that there's a need in your region that, like, oh, I'm noticing like, oh, you're in Vegas, you need more bold velvets or something, we can definitely include that for you for your bag. So feel free to send me your request. Like we're just here to try to let you have like the most complete bag. So that's the fabric library. Then design solutions, so we can help you with specifications. So like specific items, like if you don't know sizes or if you don't know all that, we can help you figure that out. Layers of soft goods, collections based on clients' needs. Also, we can help you with concept boards. and sourcing new fabrics and artwork. So like by that I mean like if they're looking for, they already have something specified, we can look for a similar Koni option, and or we can recreate a new fabric and we can send it digitally for approval, and then we can continue with the development. You guys have any questions with that? Okay. So here's some concept boards. You can see, so for example, this project, this is the, for example, the original bed. And then the customer was very inclined to see like the fabrics all together, how will they interact. So we just took a picture of like how the fabrics look like on each other, kind of like an ensemble. And then the fabrics flat so they can see what are we thinking for each item. So this is a concept that can be done fairly quickly because we have the fabrics, we can take a quick picture, so on. And then here's like another example, the one over here, that is a little bit more personalized because it has the actual pillows on their bed, and then it has the concept of the bed here and the linen. So it's a little more personalized, so it takes a little, like it cannot be done within a day, but it's going to be done like within a week, for example, for us to figure out the concept and then send it to you. So when we do this type of things, we usually do 2 or 3 different concepts so we can figure out what's the best one the customer wants. Okay, so here you can get an idea of like different product images that we have in stock. Like we have here available at any time. It just depends on the project that comes in. So like embroidery options, different knitted scarves. We can do it different colors. We can do it different type of knits. Monlaces over here. Like we can change the colors if they want. We can do different base cloths. Over here, kind of like showing like a full bed, so you can have your bed skirt and then with your top sheet and then different pillows. So we can experiment with that. We have a lot of pillows here. We have a lot of things that we can work with, and we can send you pictures so you can have for particular projects or just in general. And then here's just like an example of like different pillows all together, so you can show how it will look, all of them in one shot instead of sending it like one by one, for example. Okay, timeline. So every single thing that we do, we have like a general idea of timelines, but as soon as we get the request within a day or 2, we usually get a better idea of the exact timeline for that project. So for example, a fabric development, so fabric from scratch, either we're copying a concept from another fabric, or we're looking at an image that the customer liked and we're making it into a fabric. So this will have a lead time of 6 to 8 weeks. But again, it can be shorter. These are timelines that are worst case scenario, for example. Koni fabrics, change of color. Sorry for the spelling. So this is in case this is a fabric that it's already a running line, but they just want to change the color. So you will get a lab dip within 4 to 6 weeks. It can be shorter if it's coming from our Mexican mills. Mexican mills usually takes 2 to 3 weeks. So it's good to know if you already have something you back from a Mexican mill and they really like it, I will let you know if that's going to be 2 to 3 weeks. Fabric sample request. So filling out your sample request from our running lines, it usually takes 2 to 3 days for us to ship it. Most of the time, if they're pretty simple, it can be shipped the same day. I will let you know as soon as I get it, and when it ships, we will send you a tracking number. If it's not me, it's going to be one of our project managers. In sample request, so doing like a concept board, for example, of fabrics, it will be done within a week. Color board, so this is more like if it includes like a rendering or something like a little bit more elaborate, it's going to have a lead time of 2 weeks maximum. But again, all this timelines are in a safe. They're kind of like safe. They're a little longer than they usually are. But if you do have like a meeting coming up, or they need to have it by a certain day, just let us know. We'll figure out what's the best solution. Any questions with that? Okay. Communication. So just in general, you guys know, for every company, we're just here. We're here to help you. So email us if we don't respond. Call us. We are here. Sometimes it gets a little busy with certain projects, but just call us. Like, we'll figure out how to make it happen. If you need something by the next day, like we'll figure it out, like what's the best solution. If I cannot send you the rendering by tomorrow, like I might be able to send you like some other solution. So we're just here. We'll figure it out. You know?
Okay. All right. So that is she's not left-handed. Okay. So that sort of is the design part. The other thing that we're going to be going over today is, get this thing so it's, okay. Did you go over this part?
No.
Did you want to?
No, it's what I did is just like
you included it, but you'll be sending both these.
Yeah.
You'll be sending this information to the team when it's done. Okay, and I will minimize that. Okay, the next thing we're going to go over here real quickly are the items that you received in your kit. So this is the collateral pieces. There were a variety of collateral pieces that came into your sales kit in a binder. So I just wanted to go over these real quick so that you would have a sense of what they are, what they're used for, and how they're to be focused. Now the first one is the total solutions, total soft goods solutions, which is one of our main marketing directions and taglines. And this book is something that basically gives the client the idea of the total breadth and span of products that we offer here at Koni Hospitality. So it's something that's good to go over because you may be focused with a client on maybe bedding or draperies, but there's so many other areas that we can offer them in terms of products that cover a variety of, pretty much as you've probably heard, anything made of fabric in a guest room, that sometimes that's forgotten in the conversation discussing what you came there to talk about. So that's what this does. And so it sort of goes through a little bit about Koni and her involvement in the Heavenly Bed. This is a page that's extracted from one of the flyers that we have that sort of gives you just an overall range of all the products we offer onto one page. And then basically it goes into all the different things that we do offer. It's focusing on the layers of luxury, for example, and different types of bed ensembles as an idea books, box spring covers, scarves and throws, decorative pillows, linens of all kinds, whether it's a custom jacquard, traditional jacquard, or just decorative embroidery. All those are included here. little bit more about the comfort solutions, the mattress toppers, inserts, blankets, mattress protection, pillows, all those things that are part of the bed that maybe people are not aware that we offer the customers. Headboards is something that we offer. You know, we don't do the case good type of headboards, but we do upholstered headboards. So there is an opportunity there if the client is looking for it. Mattresses, which right now we're renegotiating our mattress program. Different types of window solutions, from shade to classic draperies to, you know, pretty much anything from shades to draperies, different types of shades. So there's a whole variety of products that we offer the clients, and we want you to just be able to touch on it, and that's what this book is for. We also touch on the light seal, which is something that we will be discussing when we do our drapery instruction. But basically, it's one of the features that separate us from our customers is how we can darken a room using our drapery treatments with the type of overlap, the type of sewing that we do, and the Velcro attachments to the wall on the side. These are not typically found in most drapery manufacturers. Shade to shade is just an innovative piece. It's both a solar shade and a blackout shade in one piece, usually used for someone who would have a very specific requirement where they have a very tight space, they have no room for two shades. It's very innovative. It's not something that's often sold, but it just shows our ability to focus on innovation and provide new products that are not found typically within the industry. Bath products, from robes to towels to shower curtains. And that's what that book is about. Then within the book, you have the layers book. Does anybody have any questions to this point? Okay. So the layers book is an interesting book because it's sort of a good, better, best scenario. And one of the best advantages of this book is it shows you some examples of what layers of luxury can look like. It gives you what the different layers that are presented. But this is the most important part. This is where you as a salesperson can look at the three different levels, this one being the luxury, look at a typical project from twin, double, queen, and king, including the specifications for each one of those, to get a general price point. So if the client's wanting to know how much a typical skirt is for a king-size bed in a luxury hotel, you can reference that within this price guide to give you an idea of what that cost would be. And furthermore, you have the specifications below that sort of define what we're talking about there. So if you don't see it within the luxury, the type of layers may be within the next level, which here is the, the other one is the high luxury, ultimate luxury. This is your basic luxury. Again, same thing with layers and price points for all of the items, all the sizes, and the specifications attached to each one of those line items. And then the more budget-minded, which would be the affordable layers of luxury. Same thing, fewer layers, but it also has a product that's specific to that level. So it's an excellent resource for you to use to be able to, when a client says, oh, I just want to know how much something like this might be, this would give you that opportunity. And within this catalog as well, any questions on this part? It even gives you some box spring guidelines, a little bit about the different products for you to look at, some shower curtains. Okay, next item will be the Natural Comfort Collection. The Natural Comfort Collection are linens and towels and things of that nature that actually, this is a price book, and typically the products that are presented within this book are in stock. So this is an excellent opportunity for if someone's looking for towels or linens or blankets or inserts. They're all located in here. There are price points. Right now these prices are current. We'll be changing it probably in the next couple of months with if there are any changes to any of these prices, from pillows, encasements, you name it. Most of the OS&E items can be found within this book. The last one we're looking at is the Window Treatment Guide. Now this book was really intended to be presented to a client in person. And it basically you know, some people have a difficult time presenting window treatments, draperies, things of that nature, because it's not something that they're very comfortable with. I know Mark is on the line. He's very, very attuned to draperies, probably wouldn't need this. But what this book does is it sort of defines our position with the industry and shows the level of the degree that which we are willing to go through in terms of manufacturing a drapery project. It starts with some pictures that just show drapery treatments we've done, gives you a little bit of explanation between what the difference between French pleat and ripple fold are. And if any of you need any further information on any of these items, feel free to call me. I'll be happy to go over any of these things with you. We will be doing a drapery training sometime in the near future, so hopefully at that time we'll be able to go into depth on these items. Talks again at some level about plate seal, hardware, the DuoTrack, which is right here, is the thing that actually was invented by Koni's husband and is something that's become a standard within the industry. So this is a little bit about hardware. Roller shades. Certainly roller shades are becoming far more popular within the industry right now. Seems like every brand has a different type of roller shade running through it. We have every possible option available. We include specs, different styles of roller shades, of Roman shades here. Just a wide variety. Narrow panels, which are like Japanese sliders. These are popular in public spaces, not so much in guest rooms because there's a lot of light leakage around them, but they're very decorative. Shade to shade. This is a stagecoach shade, which was invented by us like 12 years ago for the Sheraton program. We've just recently done a rather large job with these, but the difference is, like a stagecoach, the shades roll up from the bottom. It's got this tape that actually winds up on here and rolls up from the bottom, and it's a very unique shade. Not every property would want it, but it's definitely an example of innovation within our product line. We offer hardware. Now, when we go to do a measure, this is one of the key elements. We go to a property, we have a sheet that we use for measuring. This is the one that we would send to you if you want to send us a measurement, say for a model room. But when our installers go out, they'll take a picture of the window. They'll include all the sizes within a PowerPoint presentation and present that back to us as a way of being able to represent exactly what's there on site, and they do it for every room. That leads into a sheet that has all the measurements per room, because as you know, every room may look the same within a property, but chances are the measurements are different. In particular, when we're doing a measurement of a Florida ceiling wall-to-wall drapery, it has to hang a ½ inch from the floor, so we have multiple measurements to choose from so we can pick the shortest height and go off of that dimension in creating each and every drapery for each and every room. That turns into a project summary, which then turns into a work order. It goes into a Gantt chart that shows the production. This is all done within the factory, and then ultimately gets installed. Finally, we do a sign-off sheet for each and every room to make sure the customer is completely satisfied. So that's what this book is. So those are the 4 books that you would find within a guest room, within your sales kit binder. We'll be adding to that binder as time goes by, but we just wanted to make sure we gave you a quick overview of how these work. Does anybody have any questions about what we've discussed so far? I mean, this is pretty the last item within the agenda for today's training. I will take by your silence that you have no questions. And so with that, I will let you know that we are recording this. So if you need to go back to this session and you want to review something, I will be sending everybody the link to be able to review this presentation. With that, I want to thank everybody for taking the 35 minutes to spend with us and go through this. We'll be offering more presentations and trainings down the road, and we'll be letting, and I'm sure Rosita will be letting you know as those become available. I want to thank you very much for being here, and I do appreciate the time that you've spent. Thank you.